Hello, hi. Welcome to another episode of the Safe Space podcast with Princess. My name is Temiloluwa. Temiloluwa, the story sure. You can just call me the story sure, or you can call me Princess. And you're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. And today is going to be quite short but straightforward as well. And I just want to drop my thoughts on school and life. We're not really life after school, but school and life. And this is basically to my to people that are currently in their tertiary institution, like universities, in college, people in college, or people that are in their final year already. They're about to leave college, to leave school, they're probably doing their projects right now, or maybe basically actually to people that are about to go into college, or to people that are in their first year in college. And I am not here to discourage you, but first things first, I want you to have a big mindset beyond school. Have a big mindset beyond school. Do not treat school as your life. That's walls of the school. Now, I'm not talking about don't treat your academics as your life. In fact, don't treat your academics as your life, but not to the extent that you become like a desical about it and you don't care about your academics. No, that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to say school is scam. I'm not here to say studying is a waste of time. No, I am here to say enlarge your mind. Do not limit your mind or your thoughts to the presence of your schooling days, to the next exam, to the next text. Think, consistently think beyond school. This is not to say worry about the future. This is not to say be planning about the future and worry. No. I'm saying that let school and the magnitude of how it feels be reduced in its minutest form in your mind. This is not to introduce, I'm really trying to put a balance in everything that I am saying. This is not to introduce an extreme to cure another extreme. No. This is not to say, take school with less seriousness. No. I'm talking about people who see school as their life, who do not see beyond school, because the shock, you know what, let's even forget about the things you are going to take from this, and let's just process it all together. Leaving school for me was a very, very big transition. In fact, it's still a current transition, because it now feels like school was just a part of a bigger plan. But I didn't see it as that. School was so much of a big deal. School was the present then, but school was so big for me. I could not see beyond school at that point. Not like I'm not talking about networking. I'm not talking about meet people and all of those things. But in the eyes of my mind, in my thoughts, there was just like kind of like a barricade I had put beyond what school was. It felt like school was my biggest and major problem. It felt like school was just, I could not see the next thing after school, or what it would be. Whatever it would be after school was blank. I'm not talking about 7-year dream plan, 5-year dream plan. No. You would have an idea about what you want to do after school, right? Or like an idea of how you want everything to be, like just a blank canvas. That's how it was. And after school made me realize there's so much of a big, vast world that my world is, that my life is. And school was just a section of it. School was just when you have questions in your exam, and then you have question 1, you have alphabet A, and then you have Roman figure 1. School was probably like the first question, like maybe a subsection of that Roman figure 1 of that question 1 in the whole of my life, of the whole question paper. That is how minute school was. But in school, I treated school like the whole question paper. We need to avoid that urge, or we need to tame that desire or urge, or the way it's so easy for us to enlarge every stage of our lives bigger than it's supposed to be. It's not about living in the moment. It's not about staying in the present. It's basically about coming to a place where your point of view is so enlarged that you actually see the moment for what it is. The moment. Like you would actually come to a place where you would see from the point of view of God in His eternalness, in His bigness, in His overallness. Forgive me for all of this grammar. In just the way He is outside of time, and come to see things from His perspective and see how tiny every moment is, and take it as that. I think we'll begin to live life with much care and less care at the same time. Much care in that we know how important every minute and minute second is, and with less care in such a way that we do not worry about how tiny every second is, or the impact of those tiny seconds to the big years of our life. Not to talk of hours, months, weeks, years. Not to talk of a year. And as much as we know that those tiny seconds matter, when you look from the point of view of years to come, you see that they are actually really tiny, not to overwhelm us. And so it is very important in every season of our life to see them just as they are, seasons, times, minute times, sections, subsections of our life, those seasons are not our whole world. It is not to treat it with less care, but to see them for just how they are, that we refuse to be consumed by them. That is not our world. School is not our world. That season, that stage, that year is not the whole of our world. It's just a section of it. And I know that you cannot, just maybe you might not be able to fully grasp what I am saying right now. But I'm saying outside of school now, I see how small school was. And I can remember every feelings that I had in school of the so many responsibilities that I had. So many dreams, so many cautions, so many ideas, so many thoughts. They were just so small. And sometimes I wonder how God treats us when we worry about so many little things. And then God is like, this is even small out of what is to come. This is the tiniest of them all out of more to come. And now out of school, after school, and I'm beginning to see how vast and big my world is. I feel so a little bit disheartened about how consumed I was with school, or about how I had imagined school was my world, or had imagined that present time at that point. Let me not just use school or the institution, but basically that moment, those years of my life in a particular season of how I overrated it. My life is so much more bigger, so much more vast, so many things I have not gotten to, so many things I have not reached, so many places, sections of my life I have not even gotten to. This is just a small section, and so this will pass. And so it's such a privilege and honor to live in this moment, in this season, and to be able to come to a place where I can look back to this season and say I spent it well. I wasn't joking about this season, but yet to come to a place that I did not let this season consume me like as though it were my world. It did not consume me. It did not consume me. I took whatever it is this season could give me. I used it and I moved, because it is not my world. My world is so much more bigger. And I carry my world wherever I go to, in whatever season I get to. I hope you were able to travel with my thoughts in this episode. And there is going to be one episode where I actually speak to a like-minded person as well, to talk about life after school and the world after school. And let's just oppose it. Not in a way like as though we can't leave school behind, but just in a way to make sense of life itself and every other season that we'll come into. And so, thank you all so much for listening with me till this very moment. I would speak to you guys later. Until next time, study, pray. God bless you. God be with you. God keep you. And I love you so much. God loves you more. Bye.